everybody, my name is Pam and welcome back to my channel. Um, how are you guys doing today? I am so glad you could join me. If you are new, welcome to the channel, and I hope you can stick around while we kind of chat a little bit, and while I work on my spooky night drill painting here, diamond painting here, sorry. And if you are returning channel family, as always, welcome home, and I'm so glad to see you. I thought I'd just throw a quick little whip and chat in here. It is super early in the morning. It is like 5 a.m. I think. Yeah, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, and I am awake and up. And I thought I would work on this for a little bit, and the house is quiet. And I got no cats running around. This is a good time for me to do a quick little whip and chat. I just want to catch up with you guys. Thought I might do a couple of cute little Halloween tag questions, just for funsies. And yeah, get a little bit of work done on this. It's almost the end of Drills and Chills, and I am barely halfway finished with this thing. So hopefully the rest of it's going to go a little bit faster. It seems like all the confetti, oh wow, I got a loose diamond here. It seems like all the confetti was up in here. The rest of it looks not too bad, so I'm hoping it'll go a little faster now. But anywho, so I thought I would catch up with you guys, see how y'all are doing. Y'all working on anything cute for Halloween? Do you have any plans? What are y'all doing for Halloween? You have kiddos? Looking forward to some trick-or-treating maybe? What I'm working on here is, this is the canvas that I decided to do for the Drills and Chills, which ends at the end of this month. And I am doing, this is Dreamer Designs, A Spooky Night. It is by Bridget Both. This came from Dreamer Designs, and it is an 80 by 60. Quite a few AVs. It's very sparkly up in here and up in the trees and this big moon here. Very sparkly, very cute. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. The thumbnail that I put this will have just like the actual artwork, so you can see the whole thing. Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed that I can get this finished by the end of the month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I had a little bit of difficulty working on it at the beginning of this month because I was working a ton of overtime early this month, and I don't have as much overtime, toward the end of the month. So hopefully I'll be able to get it done. It is finally starting to cool off here a little bit at night. The days have not been sweltering. It's been in the 90s, but it's in the low 90s, so it's very tolerable. But at night it's been dropping into the 60s, so yay for that. I am definitely looking forward to some colder weather. Let me get some more wax in here. So let's see what's been going on since the last time I chit-chatted with you guys. Not a whole lot. Just been working a lot. Let's see. Sheba's doing well. She's my 17-year-old cat that's in chemo treatments. I think she's had her maybe 4th treatment now. She's doing good. Her appetite is good. She's been eating. She didn't gain weight this month, but she didn't lose weight this month. So I'll take it. It's a win, and she's still feeling sassy. So we're all good. It's funny when we were at the vet. You know, she's little, okay, because she weighs now 5 pounds and 9 ounces. So she's little. She's 17 years old. If you have ever seen any of my videos with that black cat that's walking around on my table, that's her. She doesn't have any of her fangs anymore. Her fang, they had to. She lost, I think, one on its own, and then she had several teeth that were cracked, and so we just had to end up pulling her fangs. And she's fine without them, obviously. I mean, she does okay. She does have some of her molars left. She's got those little front, little short, little baby kitty teeth. She has those, but her fangs are gone. So she's little. She's fangless. She's 17. So, you know, the people at the vet's office, they're always like, oh, yeah, I got her. I got her. And I'm like, no, you don't got her. I said, you need to get somebody else in here to hold her. Because as soon as you come at her with a needle, she'll lose her mind. And they're like, oh no, we got her, we got her. So yeah, they have quickly found out they don't quote got her, all right, because that cat turns into a panther. It is ridiculous. Matter of fact, the last time we were there, the vet tech, they were getting her ready to draw her blood and all that. I said, yeah, you better get somebody else. And she said, yeah. She goes, there's a note in her chart that she requires some extra. I'm like, oh my God, it's pretty bad when you are so vicious. They put a note in her chart that they need extra hands to hold her. So I'm like, you go, girl. You be your sassy self. They, when I saw the vet this time, she asked me, she goes, hey, do you want me to give you a few gabapentins, and you can give her one before she comes in next time, and maybe she won't be quite so hard to handle. I'm like, all right, you want to drug my cat? That's fine. I'll give her something. But it's like, it's crazy. I don't know where she gets the energy. She loses her mind. It's ridiculous. But, so she's doing okay. She doesn't have to get, she's done with her B12 injections at home now. So she just has to go once a month for her chemo and her steroid. But she's doing all right. Then we had to take Rocket, one of my other cats, to the vet. He was like, every time you touched like his fur on his back, like by his tail, he would just get crazy. I mean, he wouldn't even let you touch him there. And he had started, I don't know if you guys know what it's called, but it's like, they have like a hot lick spot where they start like licking and chewing on like one place, and it actually, gets irritated and makes a sore place there. And he had one on each of his front legs. And I'm like, what is up with you, dude? So we took him to the vet, and he's like my complete opposite of Shiva, right? He's only 4 years old, and he is like 19 pounds. He is a big piece of cat. He is huge. Actually, I think he was crawling around on the table in one of my videos once, and he's a whole lot of cat. Anyway, so we took him to the vet, and I told I told the vet, I said, I think he's got like an irritated spot at the base of his tail. I said, you know, like where that oil gland is? And I think the problem is it probably itches and it bothers him. And I said, he can't reach it. So he starts looking at whatever he can reach. And, you know, I mean, let's be real, he's a big cat. He can't reach around back there. And I said, I think he just keeps licking this spot because he can't reach back there. And I said, it looks like his skin is all dry. I've tried to look, but you know, he doesn't want me to mess around back there. And so the vet checks him out. He goes, oh yeah, he says he's really irritated back there. And then he's like looking all through his fur. And he asked me, he said, does he go in and out of the house? I said, no. I said, you know, all my cats are indoor cats. They don't go in and out. And he says, well, do you have fleas? And I'm like, absolutely not. There's no fleas in my house, and they don't go in and out. So he's digging around in his fur, and he finds like a couple of little specks of something. And so he tells me, he says, oh yeah, he says, this is flea dirt. I mean, he's been bitten by fleas, and he said he's obviously very sensitive to it, and that's what's caused all that irritation back there. And I'm like, we don't have fleas. And he goes, well, he says, you don't have fleas because the cat does. And I'm like, do you see fleas on him? And he said, well, not right now, but he's obviously been bitten. And I'm like, well, okay. So they gave him a steroid shot, you know, for the swelling and the pain and all that, and which like helped him almost immediately. Um, so we had to buy. He says you need to treat everybody. I'm like, all right. So we had to buy these drops that they're like made to kill fleas, and they kill fleas and you know all kinds of worms and you know et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I had to buy enough to treat all 6 of my cats. Um, I'm like, oh wow, that was expensive. So, but the weird thing is, I mean, now he's already better, and he's not looking at those spots anymore, and that place that was all irritated on his back is better. He lets me, you know, pet him, and I've been like groom, you know, trying to keep him combed and brushed and all that. So he but we never did find any fleas. And my husband went on Amazon and he bought all these you know, those flea traps, the kind that you plug them in and they have like a tray with like some kind of glue or something on it, and it has a light. So he bought these flea traps and he put them like all over the house, like especially in places around where they stay, um, or where they like to hang out. And we have yet to catch one single flea in there. So I don't know what happened. Um, the only thing I can think is, you know, one of his favorite places to hang out is he likes to lay. I have a sliding glass door, like that leads out to the backyard. And you know, we have a whole feral cat colony, so I'm quite sure there are probably fleas outside. You know, without a doubt there are. And I wonder if maybe I don't know, something came in because he likes to lay by that door, and something bit him. I don't know, one rogue flea that got carried into the house and it bit him. But anyhow, so we ended up having to treat all 6 cats with that stuff, and they were not happy about it, but it's okay. So thankfully, the rest of them are all healthy right now. Let's see what else has been going on. Nothing really. I've just been working, coming home, going back to work. Same as always. I I've been working quite a bit on some of my color books. I have gone a little bit nuts with the coloring. I really enjoy it. It's so much fun. I mean, I still love diamond painting, don't get me wrong. So I'm always going to be a diamond painter. Um, but sometimes just for a little break and to do something else, I like to color. And I have done a couple. I got those alcohol markers. Those are really nice, and I've been using those. I've got the Prismacolor pencils. I've been using those. I just ordered some like watercolor, like pastel pencils, and I'm waiting for those to come. So I've gotten a little bit obsessed with it. So I don't know. I thought about maybe showing some of it on this channel too. I mean, not. It's always going to be principally diamond painting, but crafts are crafts, right? I like to do a lot of things. I like to cross stitch. I like to color a lot. I love to color, and diamond paint. So I might show some of the coloring. I don't think I'm going to do like a bunch of like color with me things, but I may show some of the like completed pages and stuff that I do, just because it's fun. I don't know. We'll see. I've only gotten 2 pages completed, so it takes me a while, but I like I like a lot of detail in mine. And like, what was it today? No, actually I didn't color today. It was yesterday. I pulled out one that I've been working on, and I colored for over an hour. And all I managed to get done was the curtains and the bedspread and a window. And that's as far as in an hour. It took me an hour to get all those done. But the window was just a window. There was nothing like outside of the window. And I thought, well, that's stupid. So I drew like some bushes and flowers and stuff out there. So you're not just looking out of an empty window, because that looked kind of silly. So, and I put like, a pattern on the curtains, and so yeah, it's fun. I might show it. I don't know. People might hate seeing it, and if they don't want to see it, I won't show it, but I might. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see. What else has been going on? I think that's really, really kind of it. I've been doing a whole lot. Some of my favorite shows have come back on, so I've been watching those. And I think the second part of Wicked is coming out next month. The movie, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. What do you guys have planned for Halloween? Do you, if you have kids, do you like to take them trick-or-treating, or do y'all just do like neighborhood stuff, or what is it that you do? I don't know if, I guess I need to buy some candy and stuff, so we'll have it. I'm actually working on Halloween, so I won't even be home. Because, I mean, I don't know if y'all know, but I mean, I work 24-hour shifts, so I work on the 31st, so I won't be home at all that day. But the rest of my family will be home. So I guess I can just buy some candy and see if anybody wants to pass it out. If I, it's funny though. Anytime I buy candy for Halloween, I don't buy it until right before Halloween, because if I do, it gets eaten before Halloween gets here. So, I will, I'll probably just get some. We usually get quite a few kids in this neighborhood coming around. I love costumes and Halloween costumes. I can't remember the last time. Well, no, that's not true. I can remember. Um, Now that I think about it, the last time that we had to, I was going to say the last time we dressed up for Halloween, because I don't usually. Um, I did a few years ago. We took a Halloween cruise. We like to cruise, and we took one. It was a Halloween cruise. That was fun. If you ever get a chance to do a Halloween cruise, you should. It was a good time. And so we did, we went all out with the costumes. It was fun. Um, we even had people that wanted to take pictures with Richard. It was cute. What we did was, oh, I got one too many on here. We went well, let me tell you what I bought, and then I'm sure you can figure out what we went as. I bought Richard it was like a wolf, like thing that you put over your head. Your face showed, but it was like almost like a hat kind of a thing that covered his whole head, but it was like wolf fur. You know what I mean? And he had gloves that were like wolf fur with like claws, right? And um, he actually let me do like a full face of makeup on him, and I did like a wolf kind of makeup thing. And we found him a large, like granny nightgown. You know what I mean? You know the kind I'm talking about, like with the long sleeves and the high collar, and a like a granny hat, like the cap kind of thing. And he was obviously grandma after the wolf had killed her and eaten her. So he was the wolf dressed in grandma's clothes. And I had a red and black, like kind of corseted dress. If you can kind of imagine what that looks like. And a long red cape. And I had these black, like kind of kitten heel boots, ankle boots. And I had a little basket that I carried like my stuff in. And I was obviously, oh God, I did it again. Too many. I was obviously Little Red Riding Hood. And my makeup I did like kind of like normal makeup, but I used like this special kind of putty stuff that's like for makeup. and like ripped toilet paper and stuff and made 3 like long like scars like down the side of my face and my neck. And they were like, I used like that fake bloody stuff and made them like bloody scars. So it looked like the wolf got me, you know? And that's what we dressed up as. So it was fun. It was fun. And since we were on a cruise ship, we got some really good pictures of it. But that's the last time I dressed up for Halloween. It's fun. I like it. It's actually one of my favorite holidays. It's my favorite time of year, definitely. Um, but yeah, this year I have to work, so no dress up for me. I know sometimes at the hospitals they even have it to where they do like trick or treating for the kids that are in the hospital, which is always kind of fun. But even though I work in a NICU, which is an ICU for babies, right? So even though I work in an ICU for babies, the hospital that I'm at this month has like maternal child health services, but there's not a pediatric service there. So there's like not a pediatric floor. Um, so I don't know if they do like the walk around trick or treat because it's adult patients, except for the babies that we have. So they might not. But some of the hospitals that I work at, they do. They do something for the kids. It's kind of fun to see what they come up with. One year they had like superheroes out, like um, like outside of the windows, like using like the window washer kind of equipment. They had like out the kids' windows. So that was kind of fun. Oh my goodness, this is so detailed all in here. I think this is part of the graveyard in this part because you can't really see it. Well, you can if I just take this back and show you. But like this part under here is all graveyard. So these are the tombstones that I'm trying to outline around right here. So I thought it would be fun to maybe do some little Halloween tag questions that I found. So, hang on a second. Let me see. Let's see. I wrote them down. Hmm. Let's see. You guys feel free to answer whatever you would like to answer down below in the comments. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Okay, first question. What are 3 things you would take with you if you were spending the night in a haunted house? Okay, well, let's see. What would I take? I would take, well, it didn't say if it was furnished or not, so I'd probably take a sleeping bag. if it's not furnished, because your girl's not sleeping on the floor. So I would probably take a sleeping bag. I would take most definitely flashlights and extra batteries for some light. And I think I would take earphones. Because once I get to the point that I want to sleep, I want nothing or nobody to wake me up, dead or alive. I don't want them to wake me up. So yeah, I'd probably take some like noise canceling headphones. Oh, that sounds like a plan. Okay. All right. And you just be safe in a sleeping bag, man. Just zip yourself up in there and close it up. All right, let's see. Have you ever seen a ghost? Yeah, that's a question, isn't it? Well, how do you answer a question like that and people don't think you're insane? Um, yeah, what the heck? I'm just going to answer it. Okay. There have been plenty of times, I won't say plenty of times, but quite a few times that I have, heard something or seen something that I couldn't explain. All right. I can tell you one thing I saw was I was at a friend's house. Well, it wasn't even her house. It's her grandmother's house. And we were both in college. And we were sitting at her grandmother's table. And we were there because it was quiet there. And she had to go feed the dog because her grandma was like visiting somebody. I don't know. And she had to, she was staying there and taking care of the dog. And she's like, oh, I got to feed the dog anyway. She goes, let's just go over there. And I'm like, okay. So we took all of our books and we're sitting at the dining room table studying. And her dog, Daisy, I know it's a cute name, right, for a dog. Anyway, her dog, Daisy, was just like sitting at like right under the edge of the table, right like by my feet. And that dog was just like sitting there and kind of like whining a little bit. And she's like staring down the hall. And I'm like, what are you looking at, girl? And I looked up just in time to see like the back end, like the back half of somebody, where they had walked from one room across the hall, like into the room across from it. And well, I guess I have to say this is like a trailer. It's not like a ranch style home or anything. So you know how they're constructed. They're like long, right? And like down that hallway, and there's bedrooms on either side. And I saw somebody go from like I just saw like the back part of them walk into the um, bedroom, and I'm like, hey, and it was like an older man, and I'm like, hey, I thought we were the only ones here. And she told me, she goes, yeah, we are. And I'm like, no, I said, there's somebody here. I said, I just saw somebody walk across the hall and go into your grandma's room. And she said, no, there's nobody here. And I said, I'm telling you, I know what I saw. And Daisy's still just kind of standing there whining, staring down the hall. So she's like, you're crazy. So we walked down there, and she opened the door, and sure, there wasn't anybody there. There was nobody in the room. And Daisy ran in the room, and she's like sniffing around, and there's nobody there. And I told her, I said, I'm not crazy. And I, was kind of describing what I saw. And she looked at me and her face just turned even whiter than she already was. And she's like, get your crap. She didn't say it that nicely. She said, we're leaving. And she just like practically ran down the hall and we grabbed all of our stuff and we left. And I'm like, oh, so what is wrong with you? She goes, yeah. She goes, you saw my grandfather. And I'm like, I thought your grandfather was dead. She goes, yeah, he is. And I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever. Um, so it's probably the closest thing to anything that I've like seen. Although I have an awesome photo on my phone. My husband and I did we call it the Midnight Ghost Tour in New Orleans. Oh my God, if y'all are ever in New Orleans and you're looking for a fun like thing to do in New Orleans, that's the fun thing to do in New Orleans. It's great. So we were doing the ghost tour, and hang on a second, sorry. Oh, I just need something to drink. So anyway, so we were doing the ghost tour, and I'm just like walking around the cemetery, just snapping pictures. And I kept getting pictures. I didn't see them when I took the picture, but when I looked at the picture, I was getting all these like little blue lights in places where there shouldn't have been any light. It was like, in like the corners of where it was just dark, just these little blue lights. And I'm like, well, that's cool. So I'm just walking around shooting and, seeing where I can catch these like bright blue lights. And, we were at this one particular cemetery and, I'm snapping away and, oh, I say snapping, but, the one on my phone. I'm like using the one on my phone. And we get back on the little tour bus that we were on and I'm going over my pictures looking and I come across one and I'm like, oh, I'm like, who are you? And my husband's like, what? And I'm like, I opened the photo and I didn't have any blue lights on it. And it was just like, there were like several like gravestones and, what have you. And like a couple of the pictures before, I had some like blue lights. And there was a woman standing like there was this one big gravestone here that I had taken a picture of, and it was like at one of the stones, like above it, I guess, and off to the side, and just standing there, like facing off to the opposite direction. Not, it was clearly a woman standing there, and there had clearly been no woman standing there when I took the picture. Yeah, you would just have to see it. It is insane. And anytime I've showed that picture to people, I say, oh yeah, you want to see my ghost picture? They're like, yeah, let me see your ghost picture. And when I open it up on my phone, I don't even have to point it out. I just like open the photo and like you just like enlarge it. And every single time, everybody's immediately gone straight to that area and goes, oh my God, who is that? And I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. Because she wasn't there when I took the picture. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, nothing of that. So yeah, those are my ghost stories. Pretty interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna do a few more of these. Okay, what is your favorite Halloween movie and why? Okay. That would be. It's gonna be a tie, I think. I really love the old Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I like that whole character. I thought the movies were terrifying. Okay, they were terrifying. Um, so those were good. The original Halloween movie, the other one with like when Jamie Lee Curtis was the Scream Queen. That was probably the first movie that I ever saw at a theater. It was like a scary movie. And girl, I was terrified. That movie had more like jump scares in it. I didn't think I'd slept right for days. Um, so yeah, out of all the Halloween movies, those are probably my favorites. I didn't care for the other Halloween series, but the first one I thought was really good. Um, when we were at the theater seeing it, it would, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those movies, but they would have like this build up and that like Michael Myers music would be playing in the background and you're like all tense and you're just waiting for something to happen, right? And at one point in the movie, while that was going on, one of the like theater workers, I guess, came in and like in the door in the back and was wearing that whole Michael Myers costume. And I guess he like touched somebody and that person like jumped up screaming. Well, of course, then the whole theater was screaming. And I thought, oh my God, it caused like a huge panic. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, so that's probably my favorite. Um, let's see. Oh, would you lay down in a coffin for 3 minutes? Hmm. Oh, wow. There's a lot of it depends on on that one. Number one, are you paying me or are you just daring me to do it? Because, I have a price. All right. I can be bought. And is it open or closed? If it's open, sure. If you have to close it, hard stop. I don't care how much you're paying. Hard stop. Not doing it. Yeah. That is way too claustrophobic for me, and I don't trust anybody enough that they're going to open it again. So that would be a hard stop no. I don't need any amount of money that bad that I would do that. Um, let's see. Let's pick a couple more. Um, hey, no, stop. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no, Shiva, get down. Here, hold on 1 second. Let me deal with her here. Get down. Why you always have to interrupt me when I'm filming? There. So she just wanted a snack. Sorry. Um, if you could bring back someone from the dead for one night, who would it be? Oh, that's an interesting question. Hmm. I mean, do you want to? I don't think that I would bring anybody in my family back. Um, there's nobody in my family that I feel like I had anything unresolved. And, why would you want to bring somebody from your family back and then have to let them go again? Nobody wants to go there. So that cuts out family members. Um, So, do you bring back like a historical figure, which could be interesting to talk to, or, I am a true crime junkie. I would bring somebody back from an unsolved case to find out what happened. Yeah, that's what I would do. You choose, I guess, the unsolved case you want to know the most about. I can think of several that I would like to know. So I'm just going to leave it up in the air there. I would bring back somebody from an unsolved mystery, an unsolved murder case, just so I could find out what actually happened. Yeah. Let's see. What else? Um, if you could choose any Halloween creature as a pet, what would it be? Well, I already have a black cat, and she's a pain in my butt, so I don't know that I would want another one. Um, the only other Halloween creatures that I think are really cute that I can like think of at the top of my head is I think bats are adorable. I would not keep one as a pet though, because that does not seem like that would be a good pet. Um, but they sure are cute. Oh, they're super cute. I love bats. Um, the part of Texas that I live in, we have tons of bats. Like San Antonio, Austin area, there's like tons of bats. And even like at night, at dusk, if you go outside, you can see them flying around. And um, I've seen them. I've seen them in the parking garages at the hospitals where I work too. So it's pretty cool. So I do like bats. Um, let's see. I think we have time. Oh yeah. Here, I don't want to leave you hanging here forever. And I'm done with this color. We'll do one more. Let's see. I'll save some of these for next time. How about no? It goes. Hmm. Oh, okay. Would you rather, if you had a choice, be a vampire or a werewolf? That's an easy one. That's an easy question, I think. Um, I think I don't think I would like the werewolf thing. Um, you have no real control over that. You change based on the moon. You don't really have any control over that. Yeah, wouldn't like that. Vampires? Well, the cool thing about a vampire would be, they almost always, the lore at least, right? If you're going to be a vampire, it reverts to the best, most gorgeous, youngest, fittest version of you. So at least if you have to live forever, you're going to live looking your best. So I think I could tolerate that. And you have more control over that. I mean, you have to think about your vampire lore too. I mean, are you going to be like the Anne Rice type of vampire? Or are you going to be like the
Tinkerbell sparkly vampires. I mean, no shade to people who like Twilight. I'm not shading it. I watched it, all right. I read it and I watched it. I still think vampires aren't supposed to sparkle, but whatevs. But I think probably, yeah, I'd probably have to go with vampire with that one. I don't know. Y'all have to let me know what y'all would rather do, but I think that's where I'm gonna leave that one at. So yeah, I guess we'll go over some more of these questions another time because I'm sure I'm not going to finish this before I do another WIP and chat. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning for a little bit. I appreciate you. And yeah, I don't know if, let me see if I can move this camera so you can see a little bit more of this before I go. Hang on. Let me stand up. Let's pull it back a bit. Yeah, so you can at least kind of see the part that I've already done. Let me straighten that out a little bit. Yeah, you have the house over here. Let's see. Yeah, it's like dark over there, sorry. I don't have enough light over there. Well, you can see part of the house. Yeah, I think it's going to be cute when it's finished. And then here I can pull this part back so you can see what's under here. So this is the part that I have to finish up here. When I finish this section, I'll officially be halfway done. And like I said, the rest of it looks like a lot more color blocking, so hopefully it'll go faster. But all right, I guess I'm gonna let you go here. Thank you so much for sticking with me, listening to me ramble. Drop some of your answers down in the comments to these questions. I'd be curious to see whether y'all would rather be vampires or werewolves. All right, see you guys later. Be happy, be healthy, be wealthy, be safe, be all the great things there are to be. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.